Maverick 100.9 Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss, and I've been lucky enough to grab Mike away from the kids today. We got Mike Ryan. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. You've got daddy daycare going on. How's the summer going? Your oldest has finally made it to school, right?
Kindergarten starts in the fall. So
Oh, okay. Did he
it'll
do
be,
preschool before that?
we did a little bit of pre-K. We did some Montessori. We've also got a 3-year-old who they were in the same class for a little bit, but we've decided that kindergarten is a better starting point for them. And then we're going to just homeschool until that. But we're also taking advantage of as much small person time at the house as we can before they're sent off to school. We love our kids.
I get that. I get that. Every little bit of that. Nobody talks about the loneliness of parents. Like when they're born, they are 24/7, and then they become a little independent and you start seeing them slip away a bit, and then you send them off for 8 hours a day and they're like really gone.
It's wild. That's wild. But we're definitely looking forward to it. The school that the kindergarten that they're going to be going to is right outside the neighborhood, and the principal is our next door neighbor. So we're going to have a good time with that. But until
Well,
then, kind of baking in this summer heat out here. It's pool time and as much time in the lake as we can.
now, how does that work with touring during the summer? Because you do take so much of the child care in the home because you are mostly home during the week, but getting back out on the road's got to be tough at times.
We've all kind of gotten used to it over the years. I mean, of course, I was doing it long before the kids came around, but we're on a pretty normal like 3-day work schedule, 4-day home schedule. So it's like I leave Thursday or Friday and come back on Sunday, and we have plenty of home time and plenty of work to do also. But it's good to have that mix of both. And I feel like without having the 9 to 5 job, I get to spend a lot of time, especially now that they're not in school. We really get a lot of quality family time around the house with the boys.
Yeah, I always laugh that I've never done an interview with Josh Abbott or Corey Morrow without a child, at least one child in their lap.
Well, I mean they're in my lap quite a bit, but for right now, I feel like it would be we wouldn't get anything done. We wouldn't be able to.
You don't want me interviewing the kids today? I want to interview the ghost. We're going to have to set that up sometime. I'm totally interviewing your kids.
One at a time would be fine, but if both of them are involved, they're going to be fighting. There's no doubt about it. They'll find something to be pissed at each other about, and that's all that we'll do. So I love them, but they are a handful.
Oh, good. Our parents always told us you'll get back what you gave full force. So I just never had kids. Joke's on them. Well, I'm excited that you are finally releasing a summer single for us. We've got Loser off of your latest album, Long Cut, coming up. Tell me about Loser.
So this one is one of my favorite songs that we were pitched. The vocal that we got was a really like kind of laid back acoustic track with Hillary Lindsay singing, and she's just got this incredible voice. And when we were in the studio, we loved the song, but just wanted to find out a way to kind of give it a little more energy. Bart Butler was our producer, and we added. He kind of came up with some different arrangement things to make it pop, and it's turned into one of my favorite songs on the record. We got Natalie Ray to do a music video for us with it, and that is all coming out really soon. I'm pumped about it. It's one that as soon as we started playing songs off the live record or off the long cut record in the live show, this was one of the first ones that's been in every set list since. So it's just a heater, and I'm pumped it's finally coming out.
I kind of joked with you when you released Die Running. I was like, what did you do to me? First off, like that thing tore me apart. It was so good. And I kind of joked around about how do you top it? I guess just throwing a fun banger at us immediately afterwards is the way to do it, right?
Well, I try to I try to give you the best that I got, and those two right out of the gate were some of my favorites. There's some more on the record. I'm sure you've heard some of them, but this is just what's next in line for right now. We got plenty more where that came from.
All right. Well, we're going to give it to everybody on Maverick 100.9. The latest from Mike Ryan and Loser. Due to copyright, Bryan Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. That was the latest from Mike Ryan, Loser on Maverick 100.9, which I've got Mike with me. I would never call him a loser as somebody who's been his biggest fan for like a decade. So excited to hear you just releasing track after track. I know you've had a lot of success off of the latest album, Long Cut, lots of big tours. Kind of fill me in on the bits and pieces that I've missed these past few months, because I feel like you've been all over the place.
So yeah, this year we kind of did our touring, our tour a little bit different. Usually it's been just kind of every weekend we're going somewhere new, which we've pretty much done as well this time. But we set up several runs that went out to the West Coast, Northwest, and the Midwest, and we've just spent a lot more time farther away from home, which has been great. Instead of being gone for a couple of days, like we'll be gone for a couple of weeks, and so it's been nice to just see different parts of the country and just figure out where our fans are. And there's been some really nice spots that we've never played before that we're really surprised by. Going out, being that far away from home, playing someplace for the first time is always kind of a roll of the dice. And we were surprised by a lot of those shows being well attended and the energy was great. So we've got a couple more weekends left in the first leg of this tour, and then in the fall we're going to be going to the Southeast and the East Coast and kind of just hit some of the other places in the country that we hadn't seen yet. And it's just been really cool. I hope that we can continue to make more tours like this, because it's just a lot of fun to see different parts of the country. And
absolutely. I'm like you, like Texas is my home base, and I'm not from here. I moved here on purpose. And so it was actually after seeing one of your shows.
Come on.
I was still in Kansas, and you opened for Cody Johnson, who opened for Kyle Park, who opened for Jon Pardi. So like, if you can kind of waver that little set list there, we'd look at that now and think it would be odd. But to me, it was incredible. And afterwards, it was when Adam and I looked at each other and we're like, what are we doing here? What are we doing in Kansas? This is and seriously started trekking on down. And it's just, but I love to travel. Texas is home base, but when you get to know other people in other states, it really just opens your mind to our country here and to our world. It's so much fun. Personally, I love each and every human from Boston. Louisiana people and Boston people, those are my people other than Texans, like for real.
Right.
And you've even got a stop coming in College Station. So make sure everybody goes to MikeRyanBand.com, get your tickets for his upcoming show in July. And I kind of want to backtrack a little bit here, because you sparked my brain nozzles up here when we were talking about Loser. You mentioned a lot of women in that, including a director for the video that's coming out. Do you typically work with a lot of women or have a lot of women songwriters on your music, or is this new?
I mean, it's not necessarily a new thing or a direction that I'm going in on purpose. It just, Natalie is somebody that I think, other than the Dancing All Around It video, she's been our first call for lyric videos and music videos since. So that she's done, I forget how many of them now, but we'll give her a call again when we're ready for the next one. I really think that she's fantastic. Her vision is awesome, and just the actors and the different pieces that she brings together. I feel like we've always worked really well together, and the finished product has has always been better than I thought it was going to be. And I knew it was going to be good. And she just somehow elevates that every time. So I'm really happy to know her. And with Hillary, Hillary Lindsey with Loser, I mean, that was just kind of one that my producer set me up with. And that's, like I said, turned into one of my favorite songs on the record. She just got such a cool voice. And yeah, so I mean, it wasn't really necessarily a thing that I did on purpose to involve more women, but I'm certainly open to that. And
I still want to duet. I want you to do a duet with. So I always want you to at least sing "Shallow" live. If you did solo, cool. But I know your voice. Once again, I'm the crazy obsessed Mike Ryan fan. We all know this, but I know you could just slaughter "Shallow."
Well, we might have to do that at some point.
One of these days, but I want a really cool duet from Mike Ryan and somebody.
Bet. We'll make that
my chorus wish list.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, your only purpose is to be here and make me happy, right?
Hey, well, I mean, I'm here for something, and that's a noble cause as far as I'm concerned.
Well, anything. I mean, there's been so much hype around Long Cut that I don't know how much more we could say about it unless you've got any updates on what you've seen, how it's been received.
You know, we've this record I felt like it took maybe a little longer than the last ones to put out, and I don't know if that the anticipation just made the heart grow fonder, or if it really is some of my best work. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm proud of just about everything that we've put out, but because it's new, I'm just really fired up about playing all these songs. And there's a couple of them that we still have yet to add to the set. Because, I mean, before, like now that we've got 4 or 5 records that are out, you know, we only get to play for 90 minutes. And so we really have to whittle down the set to play, you know, we can't play every song, you know, and whenever we put Long Cut out, it was really difficult to take out songs because we just felt like there were so many that we enjoyed to play. So we're just kind of swapping 1 or 2 out here and there and figuring out which ones work the best for different occasions. And I'm telling you, it gets harder and harder to pick the more music we put out. Cause you know, I just try and consistently put out good stuff that makes me proud of it and people like to listen to. And that, you know, with Long Cut, I feel like there's just a lot of really good songs. So we might have to make this 90-minute set turn into a 2-hour set before long, because we're just going to have to make it longer. We don't have enough time.
Right. I'm not complaining. I will note though, I was there for the Long Cut release party, and that was one of my favorite shows. And at that time, you had added Sad Song back into your set. And it was hilarious because you were kind enough to have me back with your crew for that show, which always thank you for being so kind to me. But it was hilarious because when you came out and started singing it, everybody turned and looked at me and nobody was looking at you, because there are so many stupid videos on me on the internet of me falling apart to you singing that song. So A+ for adding that back in. But then I caught you just a few months later and you had already switched the show up again. So as someone that sees the same artists over and over and over again, because I love them, I do it. Pick different songs every night. Give us a surprise. Nobody should ever be able to look up your set list online and know exactly what's about to hit them, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I would be lying if I said we've never repeated the same exact set. For just like, because a lot of times these shows, live performances are also rehearsals. We're putting in new, and not that we're just going through the motions. We're enjoying ourselves and entertaining the crowd at the same time. But you know, the set gets tighter, and when you play the same set over and over, you can really do some cool stuff arrangement wise and transition wise and stuff. But we can't do the same thing too often. I mean, I'm too ADD for that. I got to have, some change ups in the set. And even if we're playing the same songs, we'll put them in different orders and make up some different kind of transitions in between. So, we'll continue messing with the order and plugging and playing and adding and subtracting, but, it's cool to hear that you appreciate the switch up and,
Aw.
know that other people do too. So
Yes, so please,
try not to get too bored.
if you haven't seen Mike Ryan since the latest album's been out, or if you haven't seen him at all, you're a crazy person. But get out, see Mike Ryan on the road. He's got a ton of tour dates on his website. You can get tickets now. And if you don't have the Long Cut album, also, what the heck are you doing with your life? Go get it. And shout out to your band, because as much as you have progressed, and you have progressed for sure, your band has blown me away lately. The way their showmanship, I almost don't have words for them, because they are one of the best bands I have seen in Texas ever. They're
Well,
the best. Yeah.
I appreciate it. No, it's just a testament to us sticking together for a while. I think, our newest member is our drummer Luke, but he feels like he only been with us half the year or so, and he feels like he's been with us for a long time. And yeah, everyone else in the band has been with us for years. So it's really cool to have that kind of continuity, and we're all best friends. So it's like we got our families at home and our family on the road, and it's just really a blessing to get to play with your best buds every day. So
That's what
part
guarantees a great show. It guarantees it, because you can genuinely see it. I always make the comparison in radio, like when we talk, we have to smile. I always have to tell my massage therapist that, like, I talk a lot and I have to smile while I talk, because you can hear it. And the same goes for a stage presence. You can tell if you love those guys that you're up playing music with. You can tell.
Mm-hmm. You bet.
The sound always comes out better. Well, Mike, as always, you're amazing. I love you very much. Thank you for all the music. And thank you for coming to Maverick.
You bet. Love you too, Corliss. Good talking to you.